We're actually back with another episode. I want to thank everybody that responded to my Instagram poll, gave me some ideas of stuff you want to hear me talk about, and we gonna get straight to that. A lot of you guys want to hear about my football experience on me playing football for 14 years and yada yada yada. We're gonna go ahead and talk about that. I started playing football in 3rd grade, and the reason why I started playing football was because my brother actually played when I was in 2nd grade, and he hated it. He absolutely hated it. He came home crying, all that. And I'm like, nah, it can't be that hard. I played for my hometown team. They put me on the B team. You got the A team, you got the B team for the kids that are not so good. I was not good at all when I first started. So I was put on the B team, and it was absolutely the worst experience of my life. We would practice with the A team a lot, and there's kids. I was a big kid, so I was playing with kids that are in 5th, 6th grade, big dudes. And these dudes used to absolutely make me hate my life. They would treat me too. They would treat the hell out of me, make me feel like I'm not in the right setting. I should not be here. After my 3rd grade year, I moved to a different team the next year because I actually signed up a few weeks too late. I tried to sign up a few weeks too late. My parents didn't have the bread at the time. I had to sign up and play for another team. That team was a little hood. I can't lie. It was a little bit hood. Them kids were even worse than the other team. We'd go to all these other cities and stuff and play games or whatever. I played defensive line on this team, and I remember one distinctive thing is I remember how much we had to run as children in football, bro. Like those laps we had to do, bro. I was always the last person. In 4th grade, my back was always hurting, my feet was hurting. Where you got the whole rest of the team coming in, and they're like, "Oh, you could do this, you could do this." That was me for my whole football career. But it started off then. But it was alright. I wasn't terrible on this team. I was bad. I was really trash. Fast forward that season, we were trash. We ain't make the playoffs. We ain't do nothing. We ain't make no noise or anything. The next year, I tried to go sign up and signed up too late. It's about probably 2 weeks till the season's about to start for most seasons, and I still don't have a team. I'm like on the verge of not being able to play this season because just negligence, pure negligence. There's no excuse. I hit up a different town's team. This is one of my neighboring towns, and they end up having a spot, but it's on the in-house team. The way it works was the town has 5 or 6 in-house teams and 1 out-house team, like a team that plays all over the place. Pretty much the way it worked is there's a pool of kids and they get drafted basically. If I got drafted to the Cowboys, right? My big ass, playing defensive line, they gave me number 4. I didn't know how to act. Whatever, because we usually get ugly numbers like number 67, 94 or something. But I got me a little number 4, and that team really was probably statistically the best team I'd ever been on. We only lost 1 game. And they tried to make it feel like the NFL. We had a Monday night primetime game against the Cardinals and all that. We had a little fun stuff like that. I don't want to spend too much time talking about youth football, but the next 2 years, I stayed in that league, and I actually got the opportunity to play running back and fullback a little bit because I bumped up weight classes. I scored 1 touchdown my 7th grade year, and I'm like, man, I'm him. I'm Himothy. And then they decided to move me to the defensive line. On my last game, my 7th grade year, I had me 2 sacks, a forced fumble recovery, all this, and then they ejected me in the 3rd quarter because I was beating the hell out of a kid. Then I went back to my OG, the first team I ever played for. I went back to them my 8th grade year, and we had the super team. We thought we were about to be them. We thought we were about to go crazy. And we went like 3-7, bro. We were terrible. Or 3-6, something like that. We were bad. Going into that summer, I'm like, I'm about to come here and play fullback. I'm about to be running the ball, toting the shit. If you're over a certain weight threshold in that class, you gotta be a lineman. If you're over the double striper, you gotta be an offensive lineman, and that's all you can play. And tell me why I was 5 pounds too heavy. So I was a striper. But it's alright though, because I was still a dog. I was still playing D-line and O-line, and they gave me number 1. I think everybody made the playoffs. We lost our first playoff game. Depressing, sad. Now we going up to high school. Go in as a freshman, and I actually make the sophomore team. That was crazy for me because I think I was like 5'6", 200. But I was trash, and we were horrible. We were terrible. And they made me play the freshman team all the games and the sophomore team or the JV team. I played all games. So I played 18 games that season basically. Got through that season, Did my thing, showed the coaches, what I do. And I also got a little big in the gym, and I grew a little bit. So I grew up to like 5'7". I ended up getting invited to they called it an NUC All-American football, whatever it was, football camp or whatever. And I'm like, damn, I'm hip. They recognize me. I'm going crazy right now. In reality, they just invite a bunch of people and you got to pay for it. But I'm thinking, oh no, it's okay. It's just a small fee. And that was like $400. Granted, it was in Myrtle Beach, and you get a villa and whatever the hell. So I convinced my mom to go. I gotta show my talent. I'm trying to, make it to the league at this point. I'm still trying to make the league. We drive to South Carolina, go for this camp, and the second day we got practice, I'm playing D-line, right? And I shoot my arms out. Yes, you're supposed to, but I don't land on the offensive player's chest. I land in between two people, and my arm just snaps. And me, I'm thinking at this point, oh, God, I just bruised my elbow. I'm in a lot of pain. I'm damn near crying, but I'm sucking it up, dealing with it. I go to the pharmacy, get some meds. I try to tough it out. I play through the game, do all that. They kind of tell me to take it easy. I get back home a few weeks later, get it diagnosed. I broke my elbow at a camp that I paid for to be at, and I gained nothing from it. So $400 and hella medical bills later, it's my sophomore season now. So sophomore year comes, and my high school that I was at had just made the playoffs for the first time in like 10 years. They're coming off a good season, trying to elevate from that. And we lost a lot of old offensive line depth. We had people that are really good, people that left. Taking this opportunity, I'm trying to make it a varsity, sophomore on varsity. I'm a little dude too, a little chip on my shoulder. Absolutely balling out of camp, doing my thing, working as hard as I can to be the one to get that spot. Because my brother went to this school, and I'm trying to increase the lore and increase the pride in our last name. Get called into the office, and they're like, we're gonna play you on varsity, and I'm like, oh shit. Damn, I'm there. I'm on varsity now. Now there's colleges that are gonna be here. There's gonna be everybody, looking. I gotta make the best of this opportunity. O-line, we have like 2 D1 players on the offensive line. My first week on varsity, I'm going against a dude that's going to Michigan State. Dude's like 6'6", 220, 230 defensive end. And he beats the hell out of me. So then the next week we playing our rival. And the guy I'm going against then, he's another 6'6", 280. Like Notre Dame commit at that. And I remember that when I remember playing that game, and I hit bro hard as I could. Bro said, good shit, good hit, little bro. I'm like, what do you mean good hit, little bro? I just literally threw my whole body at you. So damn well they absolutely exposed me. So pretty much the whole season I was playing the hardest defensive lineman they have, just because, I was a sophomore, I was a smaller dude, and they were trying to take advantage, and they definitely took advantage. So we had a really talented team, and we ended up only being 3-6 or 2-7. One of those records. It was bad. It was really bad. Junior year comes, and our whole varsity team basically left. So it's just, I'm the only person one of the only people that was on varsity that's still there going into the season. And it's like, shit. But I didn't know that we were going to be trash that year. I could tell immediately when we had 33 people come to summer camp. And summer camp is when all the kids that think they want to come out, they come. We only had like 30-something players. So I'm like, it's not going to look hot this season. We're into the season. We get a new head coach he comes in, builds up the morale or whatever, yada, 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 makes us feel good about the season. We come in and get absolutely smacked. First game, second game, third game. And the talent we went against I wouldn't even say it wasn't even as good as the year before. We just sucked. The only game we won was a homecoming. We won our homecoming game, and that was because we won because one of our defensive ends grabbed the dude by the shoelace. But other than that, that was a wash of a season. So then fast forward, it's our senior year, right? And it's time to look for schools and, do all that. So I'm doing the summer camp circuit that summer, and I'm, doing my thing there. My junior year, I started both sides of the ball, offense and defense. So my senior year, that was the goal for me, to try to start offense and defense, or, to declare defense. I really like playing defense where I hated offense. I'm trying to play both sides, but defensive coordinator is like, nah, I need a fast nose guard. I need an athletic nose guard. You're too big. You're too slow. And I'm like, bro, be serious. I'm really the best nose guard we have. Actually, so I actually ended up getting off of the offensive line for a little bit, and I was playing straight D-line, because that's what I wanted to get recruited for. That's why I went to all the camps for D-line. Week 2 comes, and our center breaks his hand. Is out for most of the season. So guess who has to go play center, because they played it last year? Ya boy. So back to offense I go. I'm playing a little bit of defense and mostly offense, and I'm hating it, but I'm not doing bad. I'm doing solid, but I'm 5'8", 270. I ain't gonna get recruited for play offensive line. I'm barely even the size to play football. Like I should be running the ball my height, but it's whatever. This is the best season we have, because we have basically damn near an all-state running back, and he's going crazy. And then we got some good tools behind us, but we could never make it click. So we ended up going 3-6, but really close to being 4-5, 5-4. And the end of the season came. We lost senior night. We lost homecoming. I didn't have no offers, 0 offers. I had a little bit of interest from NAIA D3 schools, some D2 schools, but nothing really solidified. So season ends, I don't know what school I'm going to, and I also applied to graduate high school early. So at this point, I'm like, damn, where am I gonna play college ball at? I knew I was gonna play college football. Like, don't get me wrong, I knew I had the talent and knew I had the ability to market myself to be able to go to a school to play ball. That wasn't a concern. It was more about where I was gonna go. Am I traveling out of state? What's the optics behind everything? So I go on my little college tour, go to all the schools that, I went to Robert Morris University, went to Rockford University, I went to St. Joseph in Indiana, U of Indy, or University of Aurora. 2 schools I was really like locked in on that I thought I was gonna go to was University of St. Francis and North Central College. Those are the 2 schools that I was like super interested in. They were super interested in me. They sent me offers. I just had to kind of decide. And my parents weren't too into my college decision. I did a coin flip. I just did a coin flip, honestly. That's the way I picked my school, because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know any of the other parts, but landed on University of St. Francis, or like head whatever it was, heads or tails. It was University of St. Francis, so I said, that's where I'm going. And I did an overnight visit too. That's where I lived, kind of lit. So that's where I went. I committed to University of St. Francis, and that summer I bullshitted. I didn't do any. I worked out, but I didn't work out hard. I get to camp freshman year, and I go against our previous all-conference offensive linemen on one-on-ones. And I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna bully him, bro. I got that. I'm him. I go in, get him with the stab. I'm about to hit him with the stab grab and, do a rip or something after. He just throws me on the ground. I thought I had him. He went back for 2 steps and then sat. And I'm like, damn, this is gonna be crazy. I played defensive line, and I was 4th string. I was the bottom. I wasn't gonna get no tick soon at all. My biggest problem was 2 things when I went to college. I gained weight so fast. I gained weight like it was water, and I had no balance. I would just fall. If an offensive lineman tagged my hip, it's over with. I'm falling. Getting into the season, week 2, so we're in the season actually, and we're practicing and we run a screenplay, and I realize it early, and I go chase the back. Unbeknownst to me, offensive lineman behind me absolutely just puts his whole body into me, and I fly to the side. I try to land, so I landed on one leg and just felt my knee pop 3 times, and I fell. And I'm just in a panic and a frenzy. I'm yelling because I don't know what's going on. I can't stand. I can't bear any weight. Whatever. Pull me to the side, do the test, and they're like, you tore your ACL. And whew, that was the first time I almost had an anxiety attack. So freshman season, wash. Tore my ACL. That was September, so I had no insurance. Got surgery in January the next year. Fast forward, rehab, do the whole thing. Sophomore year comes, and I'm trying to get back into training camp, but something just doesn't feel right in my knee. It's like something's just wrong. So I go to the team doctors and, get evaluated again. Turns out I still have a torn meniscus. So they're erasing my whole entire sophomore season. At this point, I already requested to switch positions to offensive line because I felt like I wasn't going to be explosive anymore with my knee. And I also kind of felt that would have been the best opportunity for me to play just due to our depth. So now it's my junior year academically, but my freshman year on the field. And I'm on offensive line, I'm a backup offensive lineman. So you know how offensive line is. You don't really rotate too much. So I didn't really get an opportunity that year. But it came back to me now. My coach comes up to me, gives me an opportunity. He's like, hey, we need a fake fullback. We need a fullback this week, basically. So I'm like, it's time for me to go. I'm like, it's time for me to play. It's time for me to play the position I've always wanted to play and I played before, fullback. Let's get it. So that week comes and we're running the formations. We're doing the stuff. It's in the game plan. We're doing it in live scrimmages and practice. I think it's Wednesday comes and I'm still practicing with the offensive defensive line and everything. So we're doing one-on-ones. I'm on offense this time. Defensive player, he gets me. I'm holding him, but I don't know how I did it. I don't know how it happened, but I'm holding him, and then 3 seconds later, my knee just pops twice. Just a big pop, and I fall. And I'm on the ground yelling, and everybody just staring. I'm injury prone at this point. So everybody's staring at me like, is he really hurt? But no, I couldn't even move, bro. And one of my homies like called the trainer in. The trainer came. And this time I didn't tear my ACL, but I technical terms, I subluxed my knee. So it came out of place and went back into place. So I missed out on my junior year. Then getting ready for senior year, COVID hits. So we all got to go home for the spring, and we have no fall season. So all during the fall, we just conditioned, trained, and whatnot, and got ready for the season. At this point, I'm basically the starting center, kind of. So I'm almost starting on the O-line, but you know, it's a battle. And unfortunately, I choked in that battle. It was tough because this was going to be my last season. Academically, I'm already doing my master's at this point, so there's not much left to go. There's not much school left, you know, unless I just stay and try to get like 14 degrees. But there ain't much school left for me to play. So if I started the whole season, I would have probably stayed, but I didn't start. So I don't get any play time until I think week 4, where we had some injuries and they needed me to play starting left guard. So this is finally my opportunity to, you know, do it, to play guard, and we're playing one of the best defenses in the conference, of course. But you know, I've been here for 4 years, so you would think I'm prepared and I'm ready to go, and I'm about to have the game of my life. That is not exactly what happened. Although I didn't have a bad game, I didn't have a terrible game. Our offensive line in general had a horrible game. And in the third quarter, going into the fourth, I'm going on a pass set. One of the defenders on the playing the opposite, or not the opposite side, but next to him, falls into my ankle. Shit, I fall, high ankle sprain. Screw my luck at that point. It's just not meant to be. But I got to play in my first game. Had my high ankle sprain, and the coach obviously was like, you know, you're not playing until you're fully healed. But this is my last season at this point. I've already decided we're halfway through the season. I've only played 1 game. I'm like, I'm not gonna come back for this shit. I'm healing from my ankle, playing more games. I feel like I'm ready. I'm really not, but I feel like I'm ready. Coach ain't putting me in. Senior day comes. This is the last opportunity. I did my old walk. My family came see me. I'm like, Coach, you gotta put me in the game. And we're winning at that. Coaches gotta put me in the game, right? They have to. They don't. Now my whole family comes out and everything for senior day, and I don't play. I just sat on the sideline. So I was a little depressed after that. Can't lie to you. I was a little depressed. It's the last week of the season now. I know I'm not coming back for sure now. I'm bitter as hell. And they're like, oh yeah, you're starting this week. We're gonna have you start against center this week at that. So the most important part of the line, they're gonna have me start. God damn, I genuinely hate y'all for doing this. My last game ever, you want me to start now? Cool. I'm gonna ball out though. And you know what? I definitely did ball out. I ain't gonna lie. That was one of the most fun games I had in my life because I had no pressure. That was it. I had no pressure. So I needed to enjoy myself because this was gonna be the last time I was gonna ever play football. The game came, we ended up losing. We ended up losing 6-0 because that's just unfortunately how the season went. And I played my heart out. I played sound football the whole game for the most part, and it was snowing a little bit too. It was a nice little vibe. But that was my game, that was my season, and that was basically my career. I don't think I could ever play again. My body is absolutely shot. I've had 3 surgeries at this point. I'm good on playing again. 3 surgeries, 3 concussions. I'm absolutely good. I've already destroyed my life expectancy. But what I learned from my football career, and a lot of it came from when I tore my ACL and how much time I took off in college, is to never put yourself in one bubble, because for a long time, or what happens to a lot of athletes is they hyper focus on their sport, they hyper focus on that forever, and in reality, that's only one part of your life. And because I got hurt, I was able to focus on other things, and it really made retirement for me a lot easier than it did for a lot of people. And it made being hurt in other times a lot easier for me, because I just knew there was other focuses in life, and there's other things in life that I can work on besides for this football thing that's just is here, and it teaches you good lessons, but it's gonna be gone one day. That's kind of what my career taught me, and it kind of taught me as well to just be comfortable with change, because in high school I had a head coaching change. In youth football, I played in 30 different teams. I had a lot of change, but that's all life is, and that's what I learned from it.